Today I'm going to show you a workout that I put together for clients that have mild scoliosis and have been cleared for exercise for their physicians. The first part of the workout is going to be a warm-up where I would say alternating marching and arm swings for about 5 minutes. So you can go back and forth between the marching and the arm swings. And very important with scoliosis is to work on flexibility. So after the warm-up, we're going to do some stretches for the chest, the front of the shoulder, for the upper back, so pushing your hands away. Also bringing the hands overhead is a nice way to stretch it. So for the upper back, for the lats, as we're preparing to do the workout. As well, I'd say that we should be stretching out the thighs, so the quadriceps as well as the hip flexors. So we're going to do this one leg at a time. And each stretch, I'd say you're going to hold it for about 20 to 30 seconds. So the quads, the hip flexors, and then we're going to move on to a seated one-legged hamstring stretch. So working again each part of the body in preparation for the strength training routine that's going to follow. And with the strength exercises, I would suggest you work your way up to 15 repetitions of each movement and repeat the whole thing 3 times. So first exercise is the push-up. So push-ups, you can do them from your knees or you can do them from the full position from your toes, whichever is more appropriate for you. Secondly, I love having clients work unilaterally, so one arm at a time. So what we're doing here is we're attaching a resistance band to a heavy rack and doing single arm rows. Very, very important and really valuable for somebody with scoliosis. The next exercise is one that I call drawing the sword. So it looks like you're reaching over to the opposite side, the opposite hip from like with your right arm reaching over to the left hip, and it looks like you're pulling a sword out. So you're actually holding a light dumbbell here. And it's going to work the shoulder as well as the rotator cuff and the back, the upper back and the back of the shoulders here. A fantastic movement that has a lot of value without putting a lot of torsion or rotation or strain on the spine here. It's an anti-rotation movement, so it's working on resisting rotation. What you're doing is you're adding a resistance band to a heavy rack, so there's a lot of tension pulling you sideways, and what you're doing is you're flexing the core, pushing your hands out in front of you, and then bringing them back and forth for about 15 reps to each side. The next exercise is a single leg anterior reach. So it's a single leg, it's almost like a single leg squat. So you're balancing on one foot, on the left leg in this case, and then reaching with your right hand, and then balancing on the right foot and reaching with the left hand. A fantastic exercise and a good way to really work your thighs and your lower body without adding a lot of weight loaded to the spine. Following the anterior reach, I like to do a plank exercise. So I'm going to hold it for about 30 to 60 seconds. Make sure that you're breathing throughout the movement, and really, really good for developing core stability and core strength. The next exercise is one that we call the bird dog. So you're on your hands and knees and reaching with the right hand and left leg, extending them, and then extending the left hand and right leg. So you're going across your body and you're trying your best to keep your lower back in a neutral spinal position, so you're not rocking back and forth. Really nice exercise for building up stability all the way through the spine from the top of the shoulders down to the waist. And the final exercise, on your back with your legs bent, pushing up through the hips, squeezing with the glutes, that's the butt muscles and the hamstrings. And if this one's tolerated, if you can do this exercise pain-free, really good way to build up some stability around the hips, on the lower back, and throughout the hamstrings.